Okay, we're going to do a gravity bouncer program here. Again, the point of this video will be some review from CS10. We're going to do some of the graphics context here, right? The HTML canvas, refresh your memory on how to do that stuff. And again, this will be a great example of functions for program organization, modularity, that kind of stuff. All right, let's start from scratch again. F drive CS20, Mr. Velkamp. Course activities, let's make a new folder. Call this Gravity Bouncer. Awesome. All right, open with code. And oh dear, starting from scratch again. So what do I need? Index.html. And that needs a doc type HTML, an HTML, a head. Oops. And below my head is a body. Actually, I guess I could have stayed here because we usually do a title, Gravity Bouncer. Sure, let's add a H1 again for a heading, Gravity Bouncer. Let's load some JavaScript. All right, we're gonna do a script tag with an external source, main.js. You can call it whatever you want, but I usually like main.js. In this case here, we're going to add something new because we're going to do graphics. We need a canvas element. Simple as that. We're going to give it an ID. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it my canvas. Wonderful. Oh yeah, let's add also in the head here link and style.css. Okay, looks good. Let's add that style.css. And again, I'm just going to go tell the body to text the line center. And maybe I'll select my canvas element and give it a little border, 1 pixel solid gray, just so that we can see it. Let's go here and go live. Right click, open with live server. Ta-da, there it is. So this is, I haven't told the canvas to have a size at all, so this is just the default size of the canvas. Let's open up my console because I like to have that open for any error messages while I'm programming. Don't worry about the, saying there's no main.js. Of course there isn't. I haven't created that yet. Main.js. And I'll give this a title, Gravity Bouncer. Zoom in a bit. There we go. Okay, now again, if I go to Intro to Programming, nope, I don't want to go to Intro to Programming. I go back to CS10 Home, Web Graphics and Animations. Again, I've got a summary here. Let's look at the animation basics. Actually, I probably want the other one. Oh yeah, this is just reminding us of this request animation frame that'll call this animate function. And at the end of the animate function, we request the animation frame animate again. So essentially this function keeps calling itself over and over again so we can get that loop to help us do animations. So we will need that. Before we do that though, if I go to drawing basics, I'm hoping that in my notes I have, hey, there it is, canvas elements. There I styled the canvas element, talked about the coordinate system, and then this is the code that I want, right? Select the canvas, get a 2D context from the canvas, and then set its width and height to initialize things. Okay, so unfortunately this is an image. I can't just copy and paste this, but I can type. So set up canvas and graphics context. So canvas will be a global variable where I just go document.get element by ID, my canvas, beautiful. Context will be, I think it's just get context 2D. And then I can go canvas.width is assigned whatever we want. Let's go 800. Canvas.height is assigned 600. Let's see what that looks like. Yay, there it is. Okay, cool. Now let's set up my animation loop. So I'm going to do that request animation frame animate, and then I'll have a function called animate like so. And usually I organize this into like an update section, right? And then a draw section, and then we should request another animation frame to loop it. So request animation frame animate. I mean, you can call this function whatever you want. I think sometimes we call it loop or draw, or in this case I'm doing animate. Sure. Okay, so this is going to loop over and over again. In my drawings section, why don't I do we should do some sort of background. Actually, I'm going to go context.clear rect. That just does a transparent rectangle. 0, 0, canvas.width, canvas.height. So that'll just kind of clear the entire canvas with a transparent rectangle. And then what do I want to do? Do you guys want to do a circle? Bouncing ball, gravity bouncer. Let's do a ball. So draw a bouncing ball. Let's make some variables first for that bouncing ball. So I'll have some global variables up here. I'm going to use an object. Let's go ball, and I'm going to do an object like that, which is a collection of variables, right? My ball will need an x position, so x colon 400. It'll need a y position. Why don't we start at the top of the screen, 500, somewhere like that. Maybe it'll need a radius 20. I will need an x speed, which we can say is 5. I'll need a y speed, which will be 0. I should have an acceleration, which we can, if I want gravity, that's down. Let's go 0.5 positive, so it's down. What else do I need? That's fine. Okay, so in here, let's do a context.fill style is assigned a green bouncing ball. Sure. And then to draw the ball, I need to do context.begin path. And again, if you forget all these things, if we go to the notes here, it talks about all the different shapes we can draw and how to do it. Right? Begin path, arc, and then a fill. Begin path, context.arc. I need the center, so that's going to be ball.x, ball.y. I need a radius, ball.r. And then I need a start angle and an end angle. I'm going to start at 0 and go to 2 pi, which is 360 degrees. So it does one full rotation. And then to actually draw it, we need to do the fill command. So it will draw the path. And hopefully, if I go here, there it is. Oh, I wanted it at the top of the screen. Duh. Not 500, 100. There it is. Okay, cool. Okay, now to make this thing move, I have to go to this update section where I can update the variables. Now, let's get it moving horizontally first. So ball.x plus equals ball.x speed. I'm going to change the x location by the speed variable. So I'm going to increase it by 5. That should make it move. Awesome. Now, if I want it to bounce, right? So if ball.x plus ball.r, so that should be the right side of the ball, because remember the ball, the center is x, and then it went too fast. The center of the ball is x, and then plus the radius will be the right side. If that's greater than canvas.width, then I will need to bounce. Or, remember the double vertical lines is or if ball.x minus ball.r, so that's the left side of the ball, is less than 0. So basically, if I go off the right side of the screen or if I go off the left side of the screen, what do I want to do? I want to bounce. How do I bounce? Really easy. We just change the x speed by making it the opposite sign of what it is. So if it was positive, we times it by -1. So if positive becomes negative, if it's negative becomes positive. So negative ball.x speed. So I should have a comment here, move and bounce ball horizontally. And hopefully that now works. Bounce. Bounce. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's add another comment. We're going to go move and bounce ball not horizontally, vertically. Okay. So same thing, ball dot y plus equals ball, oops, not plus equals ball dot y speed. But my y speed is 0, so it won't move. So let's change that y speed to 1, and we should now see that it's going down as well. Awesome. Okay. Now, in terms of acceleration and gravity is simply, or acceleration is a change in speed. So I'm going to change my speed by my acceleration. And that should cause this thing to accelerate downward. So I can now start with the y speed of 0, and eventually the y speed will accelerate. Cool. Now that I have the acceleration, I need it to bounce. So if ball.y plus ball.r, which is the bottom of the ball, if that's greater than canvas.height, I know I've gone off the bottom of the screen. So I need to reset my y speed to be like -15 or something. So negative is upwards, right? So this should launch it back up. Cool. And that's not very high. What if I changed it to -20? That could be fun. There we go. That's a gravity bouncer. Awesome. Okay. Now, oh dear, what do I want to do with this? Oh yeah, functions. We're supposed to be learning about functions. Actually, the purpose of this video was twofold, right? Was to review some stuff from CS10. So I think we've done that, right? We added our canvas element. We were able to get that graphics context. We reviewed how you can use an object literal. This object has a collection of variables just to help organize your variables. So there's actually only one variable called ball, and that ball variable has a bunch of properties. We looked at this loop, right? This animation loop. And then some logic here on how to draw things, and also some ideas of speeds and bouncing and stuff like that. So that's a good review for CS10. Hopefully that made some sense to you. If not, just ask me. I can try to explain it a little bit better. This was a little bit fast. But what we'll get it into the next video is how we can use functions to organize this and clean it up a little bit. This is a relatively small program, but you could see how if we were to add more elements, this animate function can get quite large, and functions can help us keep things organized. Okay, anyway, I'll stop there. See you in the next video where we'll modify this program a bit with some functions. Okay, take care. Hope it made sense.